At the age of 4, David Johnson learned to play a classic Gibson guitar. 2 years later, he received his very own acoustic guitar. No surprise. After all, 5 generations of the Johnson family came to love music, and those notes were laid in the heart of David Johnson. Those notes were heard through his work on WBTV with Bill Hefner, with another WBTV alum in Arthur Smith, Chapel Hill's own George Hamilton IV. David Johnson, not only a musician, but he became a shaper of the music, keeping alive his Appalachian heritage.
Pap, can you tell us when he wants us to pick?
You can just go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, anything you want to pick, I'll follow you.
Yeah, we'll try Joe Clark.
Old Joe Clark.
David grew up in a rural area, a little place called Purlear. And being a lifelong citizen of Wilkes County, he's a product of Wilkes County in every way. Kind and fair to your neighbors, and those values that, that so many of us have seen disappear in a lot of ways. David is very much of the world, but he's still the best parts of Wilkes County.
The biggest thing that he means to Wilkes County is that he's somebody that understands who we are. We're not mountain people and we're not Piedmont people. We're very different here.
And I think you could say that. If you want to live the wild life, but not lose any of the things that are precious to you, like your family, your town, your community. Sometimes there seems to be a swap. If I want to have success in this area, I'm going to have to choose the world's definition of fame, which means leaving everything. David said, no. You can really live fully with all of your talents, but not have to compromise what you really hold precious.
On the surface, he's something that Wilkes County can be proud of, like Tyson and Carolina Mirror and NASCAR, all those things. He was the Southern Gospel Music Association Recording Musician of the Year 2 years. He's been nominated for a couple of Dove Awards. But his dad played music, his mom's brothers played music. They played on WKBC radio in the 40s.
I can't remember not being interested in it. I think I was about four and a half somewhere when I was trying to hold the guitar up and pick it, but I can't remember not hearing it. It was all around me. They had the radio and the record player going all the time. Daddy played the guitar every night. He picked that banjo when I was a little fella. That stuff tore me up. I thought everybody played. I thought, everybody picked at their house. I was in school talking to other youngins before I know that it wasn't something everybody did, We had it all the time.
He's a music savant. He knows more about some instruments without having played them than some people who have practiced forever. He just understands music. He loves it.
When a songwriter comes and he says, I've got a song I've written and I want it to sound like this, but I don't have any idea how to get that, and he can do that for them. And he's the same. It doesn't matter if you're a big deal or if you're just a little fish. You're going to get the same David Johnson every time.
He's that guy that has always given back. And then as his life has evolved, David's, I won't say convicted by, but it's impressed on his heart, homelessness and hunger. We used to didn't think about people going hungry, especially in rural areas. Now we do. And David and his wife Ann have sort of spearheaded several events and ongoing ministries to get people fed and to help people that don't have as much. He's kind of all heart that way. It's never, if I'm doing great, then it's okay. If I'm doing great, then I want to help somebody else. We need more people with his heart. Anytime you get a chance to spend time around him, he'll make you feel better. Everybody in the music world knows who David Johnson is, but people not in the music world, they may not know his name, but if they encounter him, they'll remember how he made them feel.
No, I
thing I'd like to say, I'd just like to advise everybody to keep up with the music business.
That's right.
Once it gets in you, you're not going to lose it.
If you're watching this, welcome to Wilkes County.
Miller's Creek.
This is the way we live over here.
Miller's Creek.
David Johnson visited Nashville during his work with George Hamilton IV, but decided that Wilkes County was where he wanted to live. And from here, he has contributed to shape the melodies and tell the stories in the way that only music can. Another member of our community's rich musical heritage. We proudly welcome David Johnson into the Wilkes County Hall of Fame.
Let me get out my windshields. Ann said keep this short, so I got to do what the boss says. Did you ever fold anything up so good? All right. I just want to make sure I didn't forget some things, but this is and was a surprise to me. I had no idea. When Ann called me one day and said, you're going to be stuck in something with some other people that you really, a lot of them you hold dear, and you need to know about this. I am beyond humbled and honored to get to be even named in the same building with some of these folks that are in this thing. I've always been proud of where I was born, and where my family traces their heritage back 7 and 8 generations and beyond, up around Miller's Creek and the Purlear area. And I've always been proud to tell people from far away from here, where I have met them, that I've been privileged to live in Wilkes County, because it's where people work hard, and they affect the whole country and the whole world with the products of their work. All the things that we're known for that have been mentioned here tonight, the race, the Lowe's, Carolina Mirror, Holly Farms. When Jay was searching the archives for the history to write about, I started trying to do that a few years back, writing a book on players that lived in this area. And I was amazed at our history that I didn't know in my 60s. And if you can impress on young people some really important things, is to know where they're from here and what their legacy is and how they can be a part of that in the future. Because the things that Wilkes County has done, the people that have lived here, the things they've shared with the world at large, don't need to stop with our generation. I've got some heroes in this thing that I've read about over the years. Some of them I knew and worked with. My good buddy Bill Swafford, who I miss badly. I loved playing some music with him. Benny Parsons. And then people that I knew about, that I was impressed with their life and what they did and what they brought to our area and what they gave back. People like Nike Smithy, Pete Kulnick, and a whole lot more. But I've said many times, and I mean it, if the Lord would let me come back and live this life again, there's a handful of things I'd ask him. I would ask for the same family. Same friends. And the same music. And the same folks to play it for. And the same neighbors. And of course, I would ask to be in the same place to live. When I went to Nashville the first time in '74, it took me less than 2 weeks to figure out that was a great place to work. But boy, I never stopped looking east. I watched old Highway 40 and just unfold like a ribbon when I came back. And I said, well, I know where I want to work some. but I sure know where I want to make my bed. And I've never thought any different. It's been the ultimate blessing to be a part of this community, this county, and it's all about the people that are here. Our accomplishments are one thing, but the people are a totally different thing. Wilkes County has been and still is a place, and not all places are this way, where you can have a neighbor and you can be a neighbor, where you can have a friend and you can be a friend. And if you're ever searching for the Lord here, no matter what point in your life that you are, in Wilkes County, there's somebody every 10 feet down the road that's going to be able to lead you to him. And I'm proud of that. One of the first things the brother said tonight was he brought attention to our faith-based society here. And we are. The Lord's blessed us with that, and we need to be good stewards of it. I want to thank the board of directors of the Hall of Fame. A special shout out to Dr. Kelly Pipes, who submitted my nomination unbeknownst to me. And Linda Green, my dear old classmate, I haven't even spoke to you tonight. Where are you hiding? I see you back there. I enjoyed looking over your shoulder during math class. She might not have had the right answer, but she was closer than I was. And my friends that contributed to the video, I love you. And a special shout out to my wife, Ann, and my son, Nathan, and who I am so blessed to have. They're both here tonight. God bless all of you. Thank you so much. I hope to continue to play some music for you.